Welcome to the second volume of MG Owners Australia Mailbag, replying to your comments to make sure that the most resonating ones have reached broader audience, because not everyone reads my replies to other people in the comments below the videos, and this is a very important part and very interesting part of me interacting with my community, because I do see you as a community of people who are interested in the cars, or just my way of telling you about the process of and experience of owning a Haval in the family, MG HS, and not so long ago LDV D90. So today I have picked 6 relatively recent questions that have been asked and that have resonated the most. Some of them are related to the car ownership and further insights, things like Haval H6 versus Jolion ownership. Are there any second thoughts on that? A few other things there, and a couple of controversial questions that come my way all the time, like, just as sure as death and taxes, as they say. And I would like to reach out to my broader audience and openly address those couple of questions, right? It's kind of in the vein of, am I supporting Communist Party of China? But it's not that this time. So if you liked the previous installment of my mailbag, and if you would like to hear a little bit more about ownership and these kind of things, please give me a like so that I know that I'm still on the right track in terms of producing videos that you do like. And let's talk about it. Alright, so without any further ado, let's start with the first question, and I'm not quoting here, I'm just paraphrasing here. So someone very recently told me that they enjoy my videos, thank you very much, my friend, and they are overseas, they're not in Australia, but they got Haval Jolion, which is a slightly smaller model of, if you're not very familiar with the lineup of Haval vehicles. In Australia we have Jolion, very much so, and they are, I think, a little more popular on the roads, funnily enough, than Haval H6, the one that I own, the one that I sit in. But my friend there kind of says, look, upon reflection, it's a great car, but I think that I should have probably gotten an H6 with a few specific pointers of what makes that consideration. So I will just chip into this, and perhaps if you are one of those people who are considering between the cars, perhaps MG even, it's still related to MG in case you think that I'm deviating too far away from the brand of the channel. I'm not, because all of these cars are in the budget, China-owned or China-made brands, and they are very, very serious competitors, MG and Haval, to any other brand in Australia. I think I still maintain that position, by the way. Here is a bonus answer to a question you didn't ask. So as far as Jolion is concerned, Jolion is cheaper than Haval H6. You can get the top of the range model for the same money as you would get base model, I suppose, of Haval H6. But my friend there asking the question basically specifically says, look, what would have worked for me better than in Jolion are several things, and I have them here kind of on the post-it notes. If you see me periodically looking down, I try to be as accurate as I can be. Perforated seats. He thinks that perforated seats are in HS. They are not perforated, my friend. They are not perforated, at least in Lux model, which is the second highest, if I'm not mistaken, unless there are 2 above Lux, the Vanta and Ultra. Maybe, correct me if I'm wrong. There, I'm not an expert. I'm not pretending to be an expert in Haval lineup. But all I can say to you is that the seat is not perforated. Can you see? It's not perforated. It's nice. It's nice, and I am still enjoying driving. I'm still enjoying driving in H6. I have no problems with the seats, none whatsoever. But the seat is not perforated. The seat, the cushion down there is also not perforated. So that is not something that you're missing out on specifically. But other points are that there are physical buttons here on the dashboard to control your cameras, to control your air conditioning, to control your other kind of stuff, mostly just how the wind blows onto the windscreens and onto the back screen. Yes, they are physical, and I love that fact. I still love that fact, and I know that Jolion has, I think, touch, like sort of the touch detection buttons. I think they are sort of physical, but they're not physical. They are a sensor-based buttons, are they not? Because these ones are mechanical, physical buttons. You click on them, and I personally love it, so I know where you're coming from. Would I have chosen a different car just based on the buttons? Probably not. So you need to look broader, is my opinion. In this particular case, I would look at more things. if that is the deciding factor between Jolion and H6, seriously, buttons wouldn't have made it for me. Another point that you're making here is that the cup holders are a lot more functional in H6 than they are in Jolion. Yes. I haven't owned Jolion, but I did a test drive and a review of Jolion. You're welcome to watch that video if you somehow missed out on it. But cup holders were among the few things that I did point out that stood out to me as barely functional in Jolion. Here, I've gotten used to this foldable thing, you know, the one that is supposed to separate the bottles, and now I actually quite enjoy it, because if I don't have excessive bottles, and my bottle, my drinking bottle, fits there into the door holder, and here I can chuck whatever I want. Phone, my wife's phone, keys, everything else. It's a much more comfortable, much bigger compartment here. I do enjoy this. Again, would I buy a different car just for that? No, because I bought H6 compared to Jolion, and I still think that it's better for me, because you do, even though the car outside doesn't feel that much bigger, doesn't look that much bigger, but it feels bigger, is my point. You feel like you have more headroom here in H6 than in Jolion. You feel like you sit higher and your line of sight, even a few centimeters, but it is higher. And for me, somehow I detect it. Somehow my brain detects it, and that talks to me. So that, hopefully, as a centerpiece of this mailbag thing, I hope it answers the question of the person asking, kind of for my opinion there, and sharing their impressions, and also helps someone who is still in the process of choosing and thinking maybe Jolion, maybe this, maybe that. So this is just to debunk some myths and give you extra information there. Now, somebody asked me that I probably should have shown where the manual key goes into MG HS, referring to the very early video where I talked about intermittent, only once happened glitch where the car refused to unlock on electronic key, so perhaps showing the physical key. I acknowledge I wanted to specifically, I didn't want to spend much time on it. I don't have an HS anymore to show it, but I specifically agree that yes, I should have done it. I didn't do it. So please refer to your manual. Refer to your manual if that video specifically resonated with you, and it should show you where the manual key is. In fact, that specific question prompted me to check out where is the physical key entry in this car in case something happens to it, and I know now where it is. All right. Now, the dashcam link, some of you asked me for a dashcam link, the one that I reviewed in the previous video. Thank you for your interest. It was never supposed to be as an attempt to commercialize the channel further, but we all pay bills, we all make an effort. This is still an effort of video production, so I thought why not, and I have subscribed for AliExpress affiliate program. If all I make is $6 and it pays for my coffee one sunny day for a large oat mocha, please feel good about yourselves that you bought a coffee to your friend, for your friend Dmitry. So there is a link now added in the description of the video about the dashcam, and if I ever review any other product that I think is worth your while, and it would be an off topic obviously to cars, such as, again, the other thing I know about is the phone, other Chinese phones. I've been buying them for a very, very long time. Specifically, if you're interested, the channel is not going to change, please don't panic. But if you want a little bit of an extra angle, please let me know. As you can see, I'm not pushing this agenda. This sideways commercialization of the channel is absolutely not on my radar. It is not my priority. All right. Somebody suggested that because I complain about the lane keep assist in Haval H6, which I do, I still maintain my position, and we'll talk about the controversial bit here in a moment. But somebody suggested that if I am concerned about the system not saving the settings of me turning things off, turning things on, that, you know, they interfere with what I want to do, that I needed to ask explicitly at the service center for them to update my firmware in Haval H6 to the latest one. Apparently there was a version that came out in October that has improved. If anyone from GWM and Haval is watching this, can you please at least confirm whether or not that new firmware did come out? And I've just taken the car into a complimentary 1,000 kilometers first take a look at the car service. I don't want to assume anything, and I would like a confirmation, either from other owners of Haval who are on the channel, who have done it, or from Haval GWM themselves. But if there is a better firmware, if there is a new version, why didn't you guys install it? We don't know what we don't know. If that is the case, and you didn't give me the latest firmware version, like, hey Dimitri, I know you haven't heard of it, but there is a new firmware. Do you even want us to install it? Just ask me even. But if you didn't, if you knew and you didn't, I am freaking disappointed then. But I'm gonna leave it at that because I don't know. Maybe it's complete speculation and maybe we don't have this new firmware in Australia for some reason. I don't know. But this is something that definitely resonated and I was like, what's going on? Okay. Now, so people are obviously reaching out. This is MG on Australia. People are reaching out with some feedback on HS, which I don't have anymore, and MG ZST, which we still have in the family and we're still driving it. My wife still drives it. Right now she's out. And sometimes I get questions that are like, it's an odd question, but I welcome it and I'm happy to answer it. Like, hey, I'm waiting for my new delivery of my new ZST. What is your advice? What should I do with it first? I mean, it's an odd question because drive it. You ordered it. Go drive it. Explore it. You know, it's a good car, especially brand new. Enjoy the smell. But as far as the advice I can give you on ZST, especially for people who have either pre-ordered or thought about it, there are two things. First, now that I have discovered Haval, I think that the build quality here is at least comparable and in some ways better. Ergonomics is better than in MG lineup for Australia specifically right now. And I'm talking about HS and ZST. So with that said, first thing that I advise everyone, there were a lot of comments on this over the past few months. If you are lining up and thinking about MG ZST, at least go to a Haval dealership and sit in a Jolion. Check it out. Is MG still better for you or is Jolion better for you? Because the prices are comparable. The amount of luxury, the sunroof and stuff in Jolion, you get for the same price range. Availability of cars could be different. You might have to wait in one case or another, so that might sway you. Looks are slightly different of the cars. I'm talking here Jolion and MG ZST. So as much as I initially liked MGs, I do find the lineup in Australia is a bit boring, stale. They are not announcing anything. They are not moving anywhere. I'm sorry, MG. Yeah, I think that you need to work harder with the market, and I think you need to actually move it, as they say. And I am a little more at the moment, and yes, maybe I'm biased. I don't care. It's a biased channel. I'm not a TV station, right? And the moment I'm leaning towards the Haval lineup and the Haval value for money a little more. Yeah. So first advice is, before locking in and paying the sum of money for ZST, at least check Jolion. Okay, just do me a favor. Second advice that I gave that commenter recently, and I will give you, is that one thing that you probably need to do with your car when you get a new car is install front window weather shields. I have not done it yet on Haval H6 simply because I forgot in the moment of buying this car, and aftermarket kind of thing, I just haven't done it yet. But I do believe, I do miss when I drive in my wife's ZST, first thing I do is I don't always even turn on aircon to be blasting me, but I just roll the window a little bit down because I like fresh air, and for example it's raining or just wind is blowing, and it's so much better with the windshield. I really like that. That's one thing that I can recommend. Okay, now I left the two controversial questions for last. And if you are one of my subscribers or genuinely considering to join our club and you are like, who is Dimitri, this kind of stuff, like how he reacts onto things, I would like you to see me as a person, not as an institution, which is why I am always honest with my audience. As you can see, and if you have seen my interaction in the comments with people, I'm very friendly and I welcome everyone here. But there are several things that I don't stand and I will not stand for. And in response to a recent comment that inflamed me, I will start with my reply, and then I will tell you what it's about. My reply to that person was that this channel is like my house. I open the doors and I'm having a party, and people are welcome to walk in and be friendly and have a drink with me and, you know, be civil with each other. Yeah. I do not stand for absolutely any form. So there are some specific topics I don't welcome, and then I don't stand for any form of trying to sling mud or accuse me of something. You don't know me. You don't know who I am. So just as in analogy of you coming to my party, to my house party, If you are one of those walk-ins, you're welcome. But if you are one of those walk-ins who comes in drunk and starts criticizing me or my furniture layout or makes comments about my ethnic origins and other kind of stuff, you're not welcome and you'll be kicked out of my party before you can cry for help, okay? This is how YouTube works as well. I can block you and I can say you're unwelcome on my channel. I can hide the user from the channel. Unfortunately, I can't stop you from seeing my videos, but I get paid by the ads per click. So thank you very much for clicking on the videos. Keep clicking. Keep watching, by the way, because all I'm interested in are those clicks from those people who have nothing else to offer me and who are not bringing their goodwill and friendliness like I do to my channel. Thank you for your click. That's all I have to say to you. Now, 2 things that inflamed me. With that response in mind, keep it in mind, right? First one, somebody starts asking me if I'm Russian or Ukrainian. There is a very serious conflict going on in the world right now. This is not a political channel, and I am steering clear of politics in my day-to-day life and on my channel. Let's be very clear. If you, without knowing me, without not having communicated with me for months and months, the people who I have, I feel like you're friends. I feel like you sort of know me, right? But people who just like, hey, Dmitry, are you Ukrainian or Russian? How does it matter? Why does it matter to you? And I don't even have capacity, mental capacity or desire to spend my time thinking, why? Why do you care? It's a car channel. Let's stick to car descriptions and car discussions. I am just a good dude. Or hopefully I come across as a good dude, right? Excuse me. So you opening with this, you are not being warmer to me or showing your awareness of the world, and somehow that's supposed to make me feel that you are such a in tune with the world and caring person, if that's what you try to do. Because see, I'm good about it. I'm thinking that maybe you meant something good, but to me it's inflammatory. So you have to understand, without going further into the depths of things you don't understand, obviously, as an Aussie, oi, or whoever you are. Like, you don't understand that it's an emotional thing for a person of Russian origin. By the way, I'm Russian. I'm not hiding it. I never have hidden it. It doesn't mean that I'm supporting any of this aggression going on. It doesn't mean anything, okay? I'm not here to confirm or deny anything. But I'm just telling you that if you try and ask me if you're Russian or Ukrainian, it suggests to me that there is certain preference that you have. Like, if I'm Russian, then this. If I'm Ukrainian, then this. Go away. These kind of people get blocked instantly. Am I being clear? I hope I explained why. Yeah? Do not ever ask me this question, or certainly see this channel for what it is. That's the first controversial question. Apologies, tone has changed, but so did the topic, didn't it? All right. And also, finally, some person who I'm going to call stupid has asked a less inflammatory question, but I was already in a bad mood because I read the first one. It all happened at once, right? Basically, they watched my video about criticizing Haval H6 lane keep assist, which I still criticize. I do not know if firmware update is going to fix it, but I am honest with you, always have been, always will be. Honesty for honesty, this freaking arm wrestling thing that it tries to keep me in the lane, I hate it. I absolutely hate it, and I was honest about it. So that stupid person has basically, without addressing me, kind of just talking about me in third person like I'm not present, and I'm very much present in the comments and everything. I connect with my audience. Says, he's just criticizing to get more clicks. What? How stupid do you need to be to think that, first of all, this criticism brings more clicks? That's the first thing. How stupid do you need to be, okay? And secondly, it's inflammatory. You're not welcome at my party. You came here and farted in the middle of my room where it was a lot of guests having fun, okay? So I also block that kind of person immediately. And sometimes sometimes if I'm in a better mood in the moment when I read something like that, I sometimes respond to a troll them, because I'm a human being. If you're stupid and if you are rude to me, then I will call you stupid because maybe you're just lacking awareness, or maybe you're lacking of how you're coming across, or perhaps it will help you. You're welcome. You're stupid, by the way, asking these questions. And beyond that, I'm just a dude. I'm just a dude that you pass by at Macquarie Center. I'm just a dude that drives next to you in the lane next to you. I'm just a normal dude who started this channel exactly a year ago. Thank you to all of my people who have been supportive, became friends really. I expect certain people to comment on my videos. I know that not every topic is for everyone. Not everyone is into dash cams, or not everyone is into Haval. Some people are only into MG. But we are operating like a club. And as a wrap up to this video, I'd like to thank you and congratulate you, as well as myself, on 1 year anniversary of this channel. This is awesome. It's been a year. It's been a freaking year that we've been talking about MG, Haval, LDV, and everything else related. I hope you enjoyed this little ranty, but hopefully still I answered some questions, I expressed myself, we connected further. And perhaps if you don't belong here, then you know now why you don't belong here. I don't hold any grudges. Goodbye to those people, and welcome to people who this resonated with and who have been supporting me for this whole past year. Thank you very much. Merry Christmas, everyone. This is probably the last one video before the Christmas, and then we will continue going weekly just like we go. And have very, very happy holidays. Drive very safely. The cameras out there, speed cameras, are freaking vicious lately. We got a speeding ticket lately in the family as well, not me. Thanks very much. I'll be speaking with you in the not new year even, probably this side of the year. Bye for now.